Yes! This is the final episode in the investing trilogy with Call Financial Chairman Edward Lee. And we begin with a bang. A game called Name That Billionaire. I-comment nyo down below what's your score. I will wait for that, okay?
Pakihulaan, sino tong billionaire na to? Dapat
Henry
1
C.
second lang. Yan. Dapat 1 second. Good. Next.
Ricky Rason.
Sabi ko na eh. Next.
Ay.
Kilala mo yan.
I'm sure kilala ko pag nakita ko ang picture niya, pero
Bawal. Walang sisilip. Kaya mo yan. 5,
naku.
4, 3, 2. Yes, Rob?
Ay, si kumpare.
Oh, lagot ka. Hindi mo siya nakilala. Next one.
Si Sobel.
Sisim. Alright.
Oh my God. Si Tan Kakchong, Jollibee.
Galing!
So, how did you do? Did you beat Edward's score? Did anyone get a perfect answer? Now, the reason why we started this episode with this game is that during crises like the coronavirus pandemic, we can learn a lot by looking at how billionaires react. Listen to this.
Can you imagine during the crash in March, I have so many calls from all these big businesses.
Yes.
Now, some of them have never been in the stock market, but is willing to deploy. So you can see that the big business, naintindihan na yan eh. Diba? And they have access to capital.
Alam na
That's
nila
why they will always make the money. It's really, I have never had so many calls. I have never had so many calls. Kasi ako, pangmasa ako, di ba? So I never really socialize too much and promote. Kasi the problem with the rich people, they're privileged eh. Di ba? And they're entitled. Pag nalugi, mumurahin ka eh. Yan ang problema. Kaya I don't touch them. I just educate lang. Di ba? I don't want to really be partly responsible. Parang mahirap, we can manage our own money, but managing third-party money, ang hirap yan. Mahirap talaga. Kasi pwede kang sisihin, di ba?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, kasi in the stock market, wala namang may alam eh. It's a probability game lang naman eh. But I had so many calls and they have deployed during those crises. Siyempre, ang problema, do they sell, not sell? Iba na yan. Di ba?
So, if you analyze that, the people who know how to make money, they know when not to
Aggressive.
be scared, when a lot of people are scared.
Pero, make no mistake mga best, this is a wildly different time compared to past crises. Totoo yung mga strategies na napanood ninyo sa first and second part ng investing trilogy na ito, they still work. Pandemic or no pandemic. Pero kailangan na ng bagong paradigm sa pag-intindi ng ekonomiya.
You know, I was talking to a bank president the other day. I met him eh. Sabi ko na niya, Sir, kailangan tapon na natin yung mga economics books natin ngayon. Sabi, totoo yan. Because this pandemic, this crisis, the BSP, globally, all the central bankers did differently. They provided liquidity to the market.
Yes.
Right? And they basically gave the banks, kasi mga 10-year treasury lahat yan eh. 10-year treasury dropped from 5.5 down to less than 1. So all of the banks basically made a huge portion, yung one-time gain. But that one-time gain is provided to them by the BSP so that they can do provisioning for all the bad loans that they think that will happen in the next couple of years, di ba? So nagbaon sila para may pang-provision sila. Sabi, it has never happened in the last 50 years na I've known. Every time there's a crisis, interest rates goes to the moon. So, di ba? So the rule books have changed completely. So if you don't understand it, di ba? So I'll tell you, a lot of our taipans, maraming nag-uutang na malaki
Yes.
pero nakalusot sila ngayon.
Oo.
Unlike, let's say, 20 years ago, during the Asian crisis, tinamaan lahat yan. Puro restructuring yan. Di ba?
Yeah.
Right? They have to sell their subsidiaries just to be able to cover the cash flow. But today, it's totally different. They were given a relief. Di ba? Na they don't even have to pay pa. They can delay just para hindi sila tumumba. Para when the economy recovers, buhay na naman sila. So, it's a very different economics. Iba yan, yung restructuring na yan, it's totally different. So the banks basically were pinabound ng BSP. Now, but it's not only the Philippines, it's globally, it's the same. They were provided the liquidity, so interest rates went to negative. Di ba? Sobra talaga. Nawala yung interest income namin.
What's the cost of this?
Money printing. Ganun lang. Di ba?
Inflationary.
Wala pa Kasi walang negosyo Hindi ba inflate? Walang negosyo Di ba? So look at the US dollar. Imagine the peso is so strong. Paano nangyari yan? Di ba? In other words, kasi walang import. So lahat ng mga OFW papadala ng pera. Kasi, di ba, the stronger the peso, they have to send more money. Kasi, let's say, for example, nagpapadala ka ng 20,000. Mas malakas ang peso. Siyempre, you have to send more dollar. So that's why our dollar reserve went up more than 100 billion. Tapos walang importation, walang yung commerce nawala pa. It will recover, but as of now, siyempre, di ba? Yung mga dollar requirement mo wala Di ba?
So connecting your 2 points, Edward, kailangan ba, during the pandemic ba, does it still make sense? Kasi sabi mo kanina, at the start, in March, people called you, they want to deploy, they have money, and then there's a lot of liquidity in the system because that's how the central banks around the world responded to what happened during the pandemic. Does it make sense for all of these corporations now to invest even more?
The biggest problem today, yung mga businesses natin, ang biggest problem is the problem with most corporations right now, they have to streamline their operations. Di ba? Kasi the demand, huminang demand, di ba?
Yeah.
So mga traditional businesses.
Ano magiging consumer behavior after
yes.
nobody knows.
Yes. So for example, so magsistreamline ka na, so magle-lay off ka ng tao So pag nag-lay off ka ng tao, iba na di ba? Right? So it will take a while for the economy really to recover kasi everybody is down, di ba? Nagda-downsize sila Right? So pag nagda-downsize ka, then there's no expansion. So automatically, the economy is shrinking. Nag-shrink talaga yan. The bad thing is the economy will really take a while for it to go back to the 2019 level. So in between, you really need to learn a new skill, a new craft, right? And it's available. There are a lot of things that are there right in front of us. Sa tingin ko, it will take a while. Kasi, what is the new normal? Di ba? So, the new normal is about 50, 60, 70% capacity, di ba? Right? So, kanina, nagpunta ko ng restaurant, 50% capacity lang yan. Di ba? So, in other words, may mga, pero maraming tao kasi I think, kasi nag-pandemic so walang lumalabas Nung nag-open na, they're slowly opening up They're slowly opening up. Nakakatuwa talaga. Nakakatuwa. So,
parang ang 100% operating capacity ngayon yung mga sardinas Sila Mega.
Ang lakas nila.
Lakas diba?
Mga essential, sobrang lakas. So
you're saying, okay, matatagalan? 3 years? 5 years? How long?
Hindi naman. Tingin ko, I think, personally, I really hope that within another 6 months to 9 months, it will allay the fear of people.
I remember a conversation I had with the owner of one of the biggest restaurant chains in the Philippines. She said, if you previously had 1 billion of revenues and all of a sudden, nawala yung 900 million, what do you do? Na-imagine mo ba na mangyayari yan sa'yo, Bes? Pero dito ako natigilan sa lahat ng sinabi niya. Sabi niya, it's painful to look at the 900 million, but do not forget that people still chose you and spent 100 million to buy your products. I don't think we will ever go back to pre-pandemic conditions. So, mga negosyante, you better figure out what made people spend 100 million pesos on you. And that is how you survive. Sabi niya, tama, di ba? Akala mo madali ang buhay ng mga super rich. Hindi, di ba? Iba rin sila. So again, look at how billionaires who are hurting are managing it and which businesses are doing very well and how they did it.
So you have to do things differently now to to recreate the kind of economy na umiikot lahat ng gulong.
Yes. Velocity. It's called velocity. You know, we have never, our business have tripled. Not only us, all the online brokers have tripled in terms of number of opening of accounts. And mind you, it is not just now. The height of the opening of account is about April and May and June.
Oh, really?
Yes. Sophisticated na rin ang mga investor natin ngayon. And if you open an account online, kasi walang solicitation yan mag-online ka lang immediately action yan. That's the reason why they open an account and willing to go to this virtual opening of my app. Action na yan So we are seeing a lot. That's why our system will lag once in a while. Naglalag kami.
Nakikita ko.
Sa daan nilang,
Nakikita ko yung mga naglalag.
Nakikita ko, minumura kami. Ay, may araw-araw minumura kami. No? It's really so scary as you build your business. Kasi the number of users, di ba? Ang dami. Sakit sa ulo talaga. Naglalag talaga. And it's not only us, It's not only us. In the US, it's the same thing. Everybody is experiencing the same thing.
But Edward makes a pronouncement, and I totally agree with this, that the pandemic has created a new breed of entrepreneurs. Iniisip ko nga mga best na 20 to 30 years from now, yung pinakamagagaling na negosyante natuto sa pandemya na ito.
The youth today who basically, they have the opportunity to be an entrepreneur. Di ba? Mga tinatawag natin na side hustle, di ba? So you would see a lot of this behavior of the youth that will be very, very different from what we used to do.
Yes.
Di ba? So I think this is the beginning, the beginning of the most of this youth that will become more entrepreneurial. And I'm happy kasi as you become more entrepreneurial, so that means you'll be, di ba? Mas may velocity, may activity, and then people will learn new things, di ba? And they can do the same thing also, maybe providing services globally in the region, di ba? So I think this is an exciting moment for the youth. Personally,
Parang new breed of entrepreneurs forged in the fires of pandemic. Parang ganun.
That's right. Yung parang ganun.
So mas magaling sila in fact kasi ang hirap pag kumita ka sa panahon ngayon, ibig sabihin magaling ka. Di ba?
A lot of I have never seen so many chef overnight, daming chef talaga. And it's really, nakakatuwa. Ako natutuwa ako kasi di ba, I was raised to become an entrepreneur kasi I was trained by the Junior Achievement of the Philippines, di ba? JA yan So, at a very young age, we were exposed to being an entrepreneur talaga, di ba? Na sidetrack lang ako sa stock market kasi one of the coaches, one of the mentors, when I went to his office, how old was I? 18 years old lang nakita ko yung mga chart ano ba ito? Sabi na ito, binigyan ako ng libro na galing sa London School of Economics So binigay sa akin yung libro na the stock yung kay Edward McGee. Tapos siyempre, pag binabasa, hindi mo maintindihan. Di nag-open ng account, nagsugal na araw-araw hanggang naubos.
Pero pinagkaka ko naman yung stock market mo tsaka entrepreneurship kasi nagtayo ka ng brokerage, di ba?
Kaya nga.
Now the clincher. Anong investment tips ni Edward para kumita ka kahit pandemya? At ano ang biggest mistakes na dapat nating iwasan? Tandaan, marami nang pinagdaan ng krisis ang veteranong ito.
are you mentally prepared? Di ba? Kasi, for example, nag-breakdown ng 1,000, naging 800, uy, mura na. Pumunta ng 700, uy, mas mura na. Pumunta ng 400, ay, ako, ayoko na. O, yun, patay ka na. Di ba? Ubus ka na. Di ba? So, you don't know what you're doing. You keep on doing this buying, averaging down sinasabi na, nag-average down ka, na hindi mo naintindihan ang ginagawa mo. Siyempre, manatakot ka talaga. O, di ba? O, so, pag rally ng konti, o, sige, tabla ko na lang. O, so, wala ka pa rin kinita. Diba? That's the sad part about the stock market. But it's all there. It's all there. The answers are all there. The only thing is, are you ready to receive it? Can you see it? Yun yung mga biggest challenge natin talaga. Diba? Everything is hindsight. This pandemic, this lockdown, people stays in, low interest rates, risk on, everybody is speculating in the market. Everybody is speculating in the market. That's the problem. The problem is if they don't know when to stop, or they don't know what the rules of the game, wala yan. Eventually, sosoli mo lang yan sa markado, di ba?
Do you have a sense of ilang percent sa kanila made money?
Wala na. Most of them are dapat they're making money na if they know the rules. Kumikita na yan. Kasi I remember yung total asset namin dropped by 30%. Ngayon, new high na eh. Meaning the asset under management.
Yeah. I think, Edward, you've created a new breed again of stock market investors na kung magkakaroon ulit ng isang pandemya or some other disaster, they already know what to do. Maraming salamat. Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
I hope you got something from this episode. I definitely have. Totoo nga yung sabi ni Edward, the worst thing that you can do now is to just wait for the pandemic to end. This is the time to study, to learn, to level up. You start that by watching this video, and if you haven't watched the first 2 parts, check them out. Yung una, it's about stock investing for dummies and yummies. And the second is for those who want to up their game. So, Happy New Year again to all of you mga best, saan mang lugar kayo nandoroon ngayong araw na ito. Sa year 2021, get ready for more money, get ready for more awesomeness, and for more powerful transformations. That is my wish for all of you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Spread the word, please, so we can continue giving you more episodes. Thank you to all of my sponsors again, Jennifer Sevillas Linel, Chujiki de Manila's the best salon in town, and to Asian Consulting Group for our amazing set today. See you next week. Finished.